40 every 3 months to a virtual mixer. So then you would want to ask yourself the questions: how do I get them there? What am I going to do? How am I going to track it? And the rule to the mixers is, and I've done a lot of this, so I'm really like in tune with this. Man, you got to ask like 3 times more than what you want to attend. So if I want 40 to show up, it's going to be about 120 requests. That doesn't mean it's got to be a verbal request. Could be a text, can be, you want to be in the hierarchy of communication. You want to be as high as possible. So verbal would be best. Second to that would be a text. And the lower that you go in that hierarchy of communication, the more requests you're going to have to make. So if you sit on an Eventbrite and that's your only way to do it, you're probably going to get 40, probably have to be closer to 250. But if you're having the conversations, then it's going to be less.
Got it. Okay.
And the key to this, the key to the success of the client appreciation events is the phone call invitation. It's not the event. Okay. The work that goes into that is your 27 conversations to invite them. And then you set up everything else to sort of like automate it. By the time you do your 5th one, you'll have it all worked out. And I can help you with some of that, right? Like I can, if you want, I'll get you set up with Julene and just say, hey, Julene, what do you guys do? In fact, CJ, get that out to the whole group of what we do when we're invited to events. And then you just do what we do or whatever,
That'd be perfect. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's right. I'll go next. So my short-term strategy was the open house. But that actually got rescheduled till probably next week of when I was going to do because of the client. But again, I like John's idea of doing, the idea of doing like 3 a month. So I definitely want to commit to that. But I know we just plan on doing 1, but it's like I definitely want to, I'm about to do more than 1 per month, of course, to really get where I want to be. And so that's my short-term strategy. And my long-term strategy, we talked to text back on, was the keto my database going. So I did not complete that. And I'm going to use command to put them in there. So. But I find I have the similar thing with John, where I guess I call it having like a rolling start. So you have to get started. I've worked on that in the past, and I know that's the issue with me getting started with a lot of things. It's like I guess sort of like I describe it as trying to have like consecutive yeses, guesses of like rolling start type thing where you get ready. But again, I get that can be a trap, shall we say? Spacemen forever getting ready, never get ready. So that's what I'm hearing.
Let's go back to, and I heard what you said, Frank. I heard it's the getting started piece is perhaps a challenge. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's work on that in a second. Let's work on something else. Let me get some clarity on your strategies first, if I may. The open houses. How many open houses was it? I heard 2 numbers there.
So I have 1 plan that got rescheduled, but I basically said I want to commit to doing 3 a month.
Okay.
Well, like I said, let's say this. Let's do 2 a month. Let's do that. Let's be clear about this 2 a month. But do more, great. Just like you did with John. Like I said, I could commit to 2.
Okay. So how many will you do?
2 a month.
Okay. So is that a 2?
Yes.
All right.
Definitely 2. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The 2. Okay. All right. So you're going to do 2 open houses a month. And so it's about coming up with a plan, because here's the thing. We come up with a plan. We don't execute it. It's, I'd rather hear you say 2 than hesitant 3.
Right, exactly. And
okay.
I spoke with the agent of doing the open house 4, And again,
Yeah.
there's some planning we need to do, like because I asked like what I need to bring, like what we need to print out, all that stuff like that. So we're gonna get together in person to
All right.
go over that.
All right, and that's fine, right? I just want to make sure whatever plan we come up with is the one that we implement, and that's why I'm banging you up over the certainty over the two. Okay, like, yeah, like I just want to make sure that you have a clarity, not with me or us, with you. This is what I'm doing. Okay, so 2 open houses a month, and then now let's go to the database because I didn't hear. I heard that you're working on command. But I don't, and I think maybe it's just I didn't hear well, or I didn't process it well. What is the plan with the database?
Database is to put people in my database. Yeah, as far as an actual plan, I don't have an actual plan. I don't have an actual plan around it, but it's just putting them in there. And again, I know there's a lot of things you can do with command, emailing, things like that. I know there's a text service part of it that you have to buy, which I've been hesitant to buy, but I have to buy it and just commit the money to spending that for sending out texts and things like that. You can do text, email, and stuff like that with it.
So what's the plan?
Yeah, need to work on that. How about that?
Okay, so let's work on it. May we work on it right now?
Yes, sure.
Okay, all right, cool. Because that's the thing. Like, this is the day right now in the curriculum, right? For me to deliver on my promise, we need to today have a plan that we're all good to go with, because otherwise, we're not gonna be able to achieve consistent, predictable income. It's gonna be a challenge for us to do that. Okay, so there's nothing wrong here. It's just so let's take a look. So for your database, how many people? I actually know the answer to this question, except the answer to this question is on the other side of my desk there. So remind me, how many people are in your database? I think it's 40.
Currently, so I think we came up with the number 100 people.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we talked about something like like who do I know, like like close friends, like close sphere and bigger sphere. We talked about that. So close sphere is 40, bigger sphere is another 40.
Yeah.
So extend beyond that. So I think the number's around 100 people.
Okay. All right. So the 100, and that includes 40 of a closer sphere and then 60 of a looser sphere. What will we do to be able to harvest? Like, if we just sit there and I hate talking like this because it's like we're talking about people and relationships, and I don't want to use vernacular that's going to, disrespect the people that we love and care for in our lives, or no. Yet, if we're looking at this from a business perspective, Coca-Cola markets to people.
Right.
HP markets to people. The people that made these cucumbers markets to people, probably supermarkets in that case, right? So if you understand that like you're a company and we're marketing to people, and the people that we're marketing to are people that we have relationship with, I think it can help you to sort of have a perspective of what this is.
Right, I get it's a numbers game, so I understand that part. So.
Okay, cool. So now we have 100 people, or we have enough time or money. We're Coca-Cola, and instead of advertising to 18 billion people, we're going to advertise to 100 people, or communicate with 100 people. Right. So now, how are we going to and we want to break this into 3-month blocks. And John, I overlooked John's brilliance of what he said there of 3 months, and I don't know if that was something that we came up together with. I don't think it was. Was it me? I was going to say it was brilliant.
No, it was me. It was actually me.
Like, man, I love that. Good job, John. All right, so we want to put these into 3-month blocks. So we cut the 100 into thirds. You're looking at 34 a month. So that's your number. Okay. And now we got 34 a month. So now, just like what John was breaking his into a weekly action, then would it make sense if we did 10 a week? It's more than 34, right? But I think that's a number that I think should be, hopefully that's a good number. Is that a number that can work for you?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Okay. So then if it's 10 a week, would it make sense if you could do 2 a day, 5 days a week?
Yes. So I guess my question would be, will do what communication with them, or I guess it'd be up to me how I can reach out to those people.
We're going to come up with that next.
Okay.
If you want to put it on the side and get back to the number and come up with a strategy, we can do that.
Yeah, I guess my plan is to use some of the automation, that the command offers. But again, you can also use it to track conversations you have. And like put notes in there for each call.
Would it be manageable for you to have 2 conversations a day?
I would say no. I've had problems with that in the past. Again, as far as committing, I commit to stuff, but it just like doesn't get done. I would say right at this point, no. To commit to phone calls every day, no. Now, if it's emails or texts, utilizing automation, yes, I can do that.
Okay.
That's just where I am with that.
Okay. So my suspicion, and see if I'm correct on this, is that if 2 is not manageable in a day, then your likely number through a week is going to be pretty low. Only because it's a discomfort, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like there's no judgment on this. I'm like figuring out how we're going to make this work. That's all I'm doing. Okay. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
So, I wouldn't say is discomfort having conversation, is that I guess I have reservations about committing to having 2 conversations a day. If I have 5 conversations a day, that's not a problem. I can do that.
Okay.
It's something for me, I guess, committing to those conversation numbers.
Okay. Is it 2 a day that makes you uncomfortable, or is it 10 a week that makes you uncomfortable, or both?
Well, I could just think to the, in the past I've committed to the number of conversations, like, I would have like, we're going to do 10 a day. And that was just so overwhelming. I don't talk to people a day.
Okay.
That's just not my personality, talking to people a day. To commit to doing it, I guess. If I have time conversations, I get honest, it's a weird thing. I don't know. That's what I use.
Okay. So help me out with this. So I get that it's a weird thing. I respect that. So what would be a way that you would be able to feel comfortable about doing the activity?
I would say having my database with people in it first, so I know who I'm calling. I guess that's what it is. Right now, nobody in my database. I don't know who I will call what I call 2 times a day, 2 to 3 a day. So I guess having it in a real structure would be a thing, because I'm a very structured. I'm an engineer, so it's very structured for me to do something. Yeah. So I can't just I'm going to do something. I'm like, there has to be a plan or something with it.
Okay. So we're going to get that plan right now. Okay. We're good. Okay. Can we use something besides command?
That's what I have. I don't use any other than command.
I have a better system for you.
Okay.
Can we use note cards?
Note cards. Like physical note cards?
Yeah. 3x5s. 4x6s.
We can do that. I like things on the computer. Oh, like the digital.
I got you.
So
do you know where my concern is?
No.
My concern is the activity between here and there getting in your way of the activity that's going to produce results.
Okay.
Meaning that if you were to sit there and say, well, I'll do it on a 4x6 postcard, and that's my database, I just got to fill out, I look at my phone, I don't have my phone with me, I look at my phone and I take, even, it could be a 4x6, it could be this even, right? Like that could be your database.
Right.
Okay. And on every one of these pages goes one name, or I think maybe the note cards are maybe even better. And that's literally your database. And I understand that you want to do the computer, but if you sat there and said, let me go backwards, do you want to have consistent, predictable income?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Do you want to have consistent, predictable income soon?
Yes.
Okay. How soon is soon for you?
Soon would be 30 days, like 30 days.
30 days. Okay, great. So 30 days from today, you have closings in the pipeline. We're going to take that belief that I just heard you say, and we're going to take that belief and we're going to put that to the side for a second, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm not going to address that right now. I heard your belief of what you just shared with me. I'm not paying attention to your words.
Got it.
Got it? All right, we're going to put that on the side for a second. If it was true that you want a closing within 30 days or something under contract within 30 days, would you be willing to take the simplest path from here to there?
Yes.
You are not giving up the opportunity to put everybody into command by choosing tonight to go to the CVS, get some index cards, take out your iPhone, and write down 100 names on 100 index cards, which would position you so that you can start your job tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, here's an alternative choice. Justify to yourself that you really truly want to have them on a computer. And if you do justify that to yourself, then ask yourself the next question. Will I have that done by the end of tonight so I can start my job tomorrow?
Yeah, as far as doing it, I can commit to the task, but getting it done by tomorrow, I don't see that doable for me.
Okay.
So
are you referring command or the note cards or both?
just the work of getting that 100 names down
Okay.
by tonight. So
I understand. How many note cards could you fill out tonight?
What part? So you're saying like do like
A name and a phone number. A name and a phone number. That's it. That's all I'm asking from you.
I would say 10.
10. Great. Would you be willing to commit to doing that tonight?
I could do that, yes.
Okay. Would you be willing to start your job tomorrow?
Start my job tomorrow.
Yes.
With that task of getting the real estate wise, is that what you mean?
Well, let me tell you what your job is.
Okay.
Tonight, you're going to prepare to start your job tomorrow. So if you sit there and say, like, let's say I don't have any nice clothes and I'm going to an office job tomorrow and I need to buy a shirt and a tie. Okay, I'm going to prepare today to get a shirt and a tie and maybe a jacket so that tomorrow I can start my job. My job tomorrow is going to be whatever the office manager needs me to do. And there's probably going to be a job description in that. So here's your job description for your job starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Call 2 people. Okay. So here is going to go get a tie and a shirt, go to the CVS, get 100 4x6 index cards.
Okay.
Take a name, take your phone out, and the first 10 names, write the name and the phone number on those index cards. Tomorrow, take out your 10 index cards and take out the top 2, call them. If they don't answer, write down VM 227 and put it to the back of the pile. If they answer, have a conversation with them. We'll build on this, Frank. We're not going to dive into this too much more. You're going to have to trust me. Right now, what are you going to say to them? I don't care. Right now, you're going back. We're going to use that gym again. Right now, it's as though if you've never bench pressed in the world. I'm not going to sit there and say, dude, here's 350 pounds like Johnny can bench.
Right.
Actually, Johnny would probably get crushed by 350, but John Turner can bench. Oh, sorry. Now he's getting Breaking Bad on us. Okay? Right? Like, I'm not going to put you so there's something you can't do.
Right.
Okay?
So,
I just want you to go out and do 5 push-ups. That's all I'm asking you to do. That's it.
that's all going to happen.
Just to get in the habit of doing the work. That's it. Next week, you and I can take a little offshoot. We won't do this during the class, right? But we'll take 5 minutes offshoot. And there's some people that are offering you some help on this as well. So next week we could take 5 minutes off sheet and we can just sort of touch base on it. We can say, how were your phone calls? And now let's come up with a little bit of a more significant strategy to be able to set this into play so that 30 days from now you can be set up to have business.
Okay, got it.
All right, so what are you going to do today?
Get 100 index cards and fill out 10 of them today.
With what?
With the name and phone number.
Okay, great. What are you going to do tomorrow?
Call 2 of them.
Have a conversation with
Have
2
a
of them,
conversation.
just for
Right,
clarity.
Right, yes.
Just for clarity. Have a conversation with 2 of them, okay?
Write that down.
Then throughout the week, would you be able to fill out the rest of those index cards?
Yes, throughout the week, yes.
Okay, so then between now and next week, you'll have 100 index cards filled out, and each day you'll have 2 conversations 5 days a week.
Okay.
Will you do that?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah. So that sounds manageable to me. So yeah. Yes. I can
Okay.
manage that.
All right. Now you committed to doing 2 open houses. Now I know you said you were going to do an open house and then you weren't able to do it. So what I'm going to request from you is to put it into your, and I'm going to offer this as a suggestion. I want you to see how you feel about this. No matter what, you're going to do 2 open houses in the next 3 weeks. And what would cause me to say next 3 weeks rather than next 4 weeks?
Not sure.
You made that promise a week ago, and I want to hold you accountable to your promises.
Got that. Okay.
Because if you keep resetting the promise, it's not a promise.
Right.
So if next week something blows up and you can't do it again, then your commitment would be 2 in the next 2 weeks. And if the following week something blows up and you can't do it, it would be 2 in the next week.
All right. Got that.
You see how it gets harder as you go along, so you might as well just knock it out first.
Right.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, fantastic. Thanks for working with me on that, Frank. And we're gonna get there together. You have to do the work there. All right, cool. You got this.